Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another live stream Tuesday. I hope you guys had a good start to your weekend, or a good start to your week. And things are so hot here, it is quite difficult to think, as just demonstrated. So you might be able to hear in the background, I've got the cooling fan on full. It's going as fast as it can, which means that it makes the most noise that it possibly can. So if you can hear that in the background, at least you know what it is. But it's just in an attempt to stay relatively cool, or just not totally overheat, because I think it's around 29 maybe 30 degrees here at the moment, which is just absolutely crazy. But I did put as the title, things are hotting up in the UK, so let's chill out with the live stream, but it's certainly not going to be chilling out here. So I will attempt to keep myself hydrated and just attempt to think as clearly as possible throughout the live stream as things heat up, because it always gets hotter when I start the live streams. And I think it's just probably me talking is just, I don't know, expelling hot air. Some people will say, yeah, I just am full of hot air, but there you go. That is something we'll have to deal with. Let me have a look at you guys in the live chat room. We have in there Brian, Pam, Robert, Corey, Joni, Marta, Bob's in there, Anna, old Mr. B is in the house again. This time I've actually seen old Mr. B rather than seeing other people comment. So yes, hello, old Mr. B. As I said in the last live stream, I have a little hop over to his channel to check out his reaction videos, and you guys will know that I had a chat with old Mr. B at the Warning gig, which happened a couple of weeks ago, a few weeks ago, something like that. So yes, hello to you, and hello to everybody else in there. Pamela, Joni, Cindy, Debbie, old Mr. B again, Tammy, Ro, Liz, Howard's in there, Bev, Fred, and who else? Billy, did I say Billy? 1, 2, 3, Rockchild. Hello, thank you for joining me tonight. Right, so we are going to be attempting to do everything as we normally do, and the vote before the vote that happened just for the early birds about the wah wah pedal. We are going to be having a little bit of that action later on if we hit the lights goal. Now, something that was mentioned to me by Laura on Facebook was that maybe there will be less people tuning in tonight because Donald Trump has been indicted over in the USA, and I'm not really up to speed with all of that kind of stuff. I don't really keep up with the politics here in the UK, let alone in the USA, so I don't know what that means for people tuning in or not, or I know that it's a big story over there. But we will just see what happens and see who tunes in. We always pretty much busk it out during these live streams. And yeah, look at a few videos. Thank you guys for requesting Percy Johnson to start off the live stream. That's on my album called Persistence, which you can get at wingsofpegasus.com/music. Let me get the names of my patrons up on screen, because they make this all possible in the first place. You know who you are. And, I mean, I'm hoping that the microphone is picking up my voice, well, enough, or at a level where it's over the top of the fan that's just making a huge amount of noise in the background. So, maybe you can let me know in the live chat room whether you can hear my voice okay, whether things are too loud in the background. If they are too loud, I think we're just going to have to deal with it, because otherwise I'm going to melt. But yeah, this is the thing. I started off the live stream with mentioning about that situation in the USA, but we don't talk about politics here on the channel. It's all music based, and whatever questions come up, because it's one of those things that politics and religion are always divisive and people will argue about. And something I learned very early on in my life is that whatever you believe or whatever your views are, there will be somebody else who believes exactly the opposite and is willing to go as far as you are to try and prove their beliefs. And the great thing about beliefs, or maybe the bad thing about beliefs, is that they can't be proven. So it's just a no-win situation. So that's why there's no point talking about all that kind of stuff, because there's always opposite ends of the spectrum that you can't really prove a belief. So anyway, we keep it all music based here, as you guys know, especially during the live streams. I mean, we do talk about lots of other things, like, you know, regular things that sometimes run as themes, kind of nutrition and diet and fitness, hair, obviously, and just a quick hair update for tonight. Because it's so hot, I mean, my hair usually curls anyway, but it looks like I've got a really short fringe. But if I push down my hair, it's actually longer than my eyes. But then when I let go, it pops up again because the heat and the curls, it all kicks off when the weather gets warmer. So, yeah, another thing we'll have to deal with. But actually, even though it probably looks a bit silly, it means that I can see everything, which is always a good situation, especially when you're live streaming and clicking on lots of buttons. Right, I know that there have been donations in the super chat window. Thank you guys for those, and the donations over on PayPal. But before we get into all that, I will get the likes goal up on screen, which is set tonight at 300. And if we hit the target, we're going to be having, I think it's fill jam number 15. It's too small on my screen to be able to see, but you'll be able to see it at the top right hand corner of your screens. So as you come through the door, if you could leave a thumbs up, that would be much appreciated. Maybe get us a little bit closer to that total that we're aiming for tonight. And as always happens, as soon as we go live, the likeometer likes to move around the screen, but I've just grabbed it so we can have a look at how many likes we are up to. 152 so far, so we're over halfway. Good start to the live stream. Maybe we can get a spike of the likes going on. I'll keep an eye on that likeometer and we will see. So I always say in these live streams that you don't have to donate. Just watching is great, and just watching the channel is great. You don't have to donate at any time, and I know that, you know, some people can't resist it, but just hitting a thumbs up, maybe introducing yourself in the live chat room, leaving a comment is great. For those people that can't resist the donations, then I do put up on screen the donations tab so that you know exactly where your money goes. Between 35 and 45% goes to YouTube through the YouTube super chat window, which is at the bottom of the comment section, and for other people that use PayPal that want to do things that way, between 3 and 5% goes to PayPal, and that's in the description below if you want to do things that way. But like I said, you don't have to do that at all. Just watching is fantastic, and it's great to have your company in the live stream arena so that I can interact with you guys and see all of your usernames going through, and I can, you know, sometimes click on random comments, get them up on screen like this from Ro that says at Deep State howdy, that kind of thing, so I can grab them whenever. Just a quick technical point about the live streams: there are guidelines in the description below as well, so make sure that you follow those, even though I think they are pretty much just common sense, but I do have to point them out anyway. And the live streams are moderated independently now, so it means that yeah, people are just watching the live chat room and not getting involved. They're nothing to do with the channel, so they're not getting involved in talking to people. They're just watching what goes on, and if there are any, you know, breaches of anything and all that kind of stuff, then they just keep a log as to what happens and then review it afterwards, and then I get sent anything that I need to be sent. But like I said, it's pretty much common sense. If you just, you know, approach things in a normal civil kind of community way, then everything's fine. But I thought I'd point that out anyway, because I haven't pointed out the guidelines in quite a while. So let's see, maybe tonight if we can have a look at the real life story that has been requested a lot, because in the last live stream and the one before, I then realized I didn't have it on the software, but now I do have the video that I can take a screen capture of to show on the live stream, and that's Kevin, who actually showed me where the video was on my own channel, because I couldn't remember what the title was or where it was at all in amongst my, I don't know, 1,500 to 2,000 videos. So thank you for that, Kevin, for linking me to that so that I could at least click on it, grab it for tonight's live stream. We'll have a look at that a little bit later on. we have the vote going on for tonight's cover videos. It is between In My Dreams, which I can see is in the lead, and that's Dokken, of course, and then Gary Moore's Parisian Walkways. So those are the two that we're going to be voting between tonight. It feels like maybe Parisian Walkways was requested relatively recently. I can't remember, but yeah, we will have a look at that vote, see whichever one comes out on top. That's going to be my cover of that particular song that you will be able to watch a little bit later. So Deep State I can see going through with a donation, so let me just reference the donations in the super chat window, because there have been a few already. Thank you guys for these. Paul has donated $5 and says 304,000 subscribers. That reminds me that I should have maybe clicked on this. Perfect time to do it. There we have it, 304,000 subscribers, which is fantastic. And I did remember to upload the 300,000, I don't know, milestone picture over on Instagram. And I did that yesterday, so I'm already 4,000 behind over on Instagram. Not really keeping up to date, but yeah, the 300,000 was great to hit that target. We'll keep on pushing forward, see where we end up, but I mean, 4,000 more than 300,000, again, is just a crazy amount to add to it. So thank you guys for subscribing. It is much appreciated. And thank you for watching the videos, interacting with the videos, and, you know, sending me messages, emails, all that kind of stuff. As you guys know, I do answer everybody. And let me get rid of these people screaming. So yes, I do answer everybody, so it takes me quite a while. That's why I have an admin day on a Monday and a Thursday to keep up with all of the messages that do come in. So yeah, if you have sent me an email and it's taken me a few days to get through, for example, anyone that emails on a Friday, I will answer the email on a Monday when I get time to kind of get through the inbox. And yeah, the same thing for if you email on a Tuesday, it'll take me a couple of days to get to it. Or if you email me on a Thursday or a Monday, then generally I'll work my way through, and I try to get through all of the emails on those days because I do just spend the day getting through them. So anyway, the donations, thank you for that, Paul. Let's give a plug of the mug while I remember to do it. And there we have it. If you guys want to get your hands on any of the merchandise, then you can click on the link in the description below for spring.com, or if you've got the tray underneath this video, click on any item there. It'll take you through to the spring.com store, and you can get yourself stocked up, especially for the summer, keeping your drinks cool, which is something I actually did today. I used my Wings of Pegasus tumbler to have some orange and pineapple squash, and I filled it with ice cubes so that when the ice cubes melt, you know, it adds to the water content, obviously, for the squash. But the tumbler keeps it cold for a very long time, which is great. So you can have a nice, refreshing drink. And then in the winter, you can use it for exactly the same purpose, but now to keep your drinks hot. So yeah, that's something that I was doing today. You can get your hands on a tumbler if you want to. Highly recommended by yours truly. So, thank you, Scott, as well, for that $1 donation, which was a straight-up donation in the Super Chat window. Orlando donated $2 as well. Thank you for that, Orlando. The message is, catch-up crew for me. Spike the likes. With lots of thumbs up. Thank you for that, Orlando. And PT has donated 30 Norwegian kroner, so thank you for that. And this is, maybe this Lemon Man was animated, but he's done whatever he was going to be doing, because now it looks like he's just walking away. He's not even looking over his shoulder. So thank you for that, PT. And Deep State donated $5. Thank you for that. The message is, are you and Brit? And where were you raised? So thank you for that. And yes, I'm British. I was born in England, and I was born in technically Taplow, but I've lived in Maidenhead my whole life, and that's where I was born and raised, even though I do have family connections. My grandmother on my dad's side was from Norway, so I've got that. The reason why my name is spelt with an F, some people think that it's kind of some stage name or trying to be fancy, but Philip is spelt with an F over in Norway, so that's that side of my family where my name comes from, and I'm named after my uncle who's also a Philip with an F. So there you go, a little bit of family background, but I was raised here in England. I don't speak Norwegian or anything. So yeah, it's just outside kind of West London. People often ask me about my accent, and it's not really. I think people think of it like an East End accent, and especially some people in other countries can't really place English accents and where they're from. But I think probably my accent is similar to Brian May's, because Brian May was raised in West London, and I'm kind of just outside West London, so I think it's all that kind of area. But then again, my mum was born in Scotland, so yeah, she moved down to England at a young age. So yeah, there's kind of a mix of things going on in my family history. But thank you for that, Deep State. And Rose has donated $4.99. Thank you for that, Rose. The message is, how's it going? And it's just the guy being lazy, lying on his back, I think giving a thumbs up or waving. So thank you for that, Rose. Right, now, there have been donations in the PayPal window, so thank you guys for these. As you guys know, I do address every single donation, no matter when it happens. So sometimes we do go back in time in order to grab these, because they might come in at the end of the last live stream or yesterday, as this one did. Because this came in at 22 minutes past 9 yesterday, and it's from Rebecca, and Rebecca donated £15, so thank you for that. And it is a straight up donation. And Cindy donated £60. Thank you for that, Cindy, a very kind donation. That was this afternoon at 37 minutes past 4. And the message is, hi Phil, I wish I could send you some of the cooler weather we are having here in Michigan, but I guess this will have to do. So thank you for that, Cindy. And yeah, it's, for us English people here, is borderline a bit too hot at the moment, kind of getting up towards, yeah, the top, or I don't know, the high 20s, and, you know, touching on 30. I think maybe somewhere a little bit further up north had 30 degrees, maybe 31 degrees either yesterday or the day before. So yeah, hopefully it's going to start cooling down a little bit, so that I don't have to have the fan on kind of full blast, so it doesn't affect the sound too much, but also just to be a little bit more comfortable. Amy has donated £5 as well. Thank you for that, Amy. That was a straight up donation. And Nicole's donated £8.13. Thank you for that, Nicole. And the message is, Phil, happy to see you again tonight. Good shape and pleasant week for you. Kisses and cheers. So thank you for that. And are we up to date? One more. Tammy has donated £10. Thank you for that, Tammy. And there's a message with this. It says, hi Phil, congratulations on hitting 304,000 subscribers. That's amazing. What is the importance of cover songs? So, thank you for that and the question. And, I mean, I think we've been through this on live streams before, but I saw somebody talking recently, actually, making the same point that I've made before about bands back in, you know, the 60s and the 70s and even the 80s who played covers, or at least they played covers at their gigs. And to begin with, they'd just play covers, get the crowds in, and you know, the Beatles were a good example of this. They played lots of cover songs, and then they'd start to introduce maybe one or two of their own songs in their set, and they'd gradually then balance the set so they'd have half original songs and half covers, so that there were songs that people could get into because they already knew, but then also it is a way of them showcasing their own songs and their own talent for songwriting, all that kind of stuff. And even when the Beatles were huge, they would still release covers of other songs. But of course, when they were playing early on, they would be playing covers in their sets, and they weren't, you know, like, it wasn't like YouTube, where you get copyright claimed and you can't use somebody else's song without them claiming that copyright, which I think is absolutely fine, and then they take the ad revenue, which is something that happens on these live streams. With my cover videos, they get copyright claimed and the copyright owners take the ad revenue for the live streams, and actually it will be a shared ad revenue between my song that I always open up with during the live streams, whatever's requested, and their cover. So there's always money going to the copyright owners, you know, no matter what you're featuring or having on your live stream, but also just during YouTube videos, like for my analysis videos, the copyright is always claimed, and the copyright goes, or at least the ad revenue goes to the copyright owners of whatever song I'm looking at. So anyway, with the cover songs, back in the day, there was no way to police it like it is done now. It's automatically done. And through venues now, I mean, it's quite tight in terms of the venues that are allowed to feature live music generally will be registered with PRS, Performing Rights Society, and the copyrights are all covered in that way. And they have to, fill out forms and let the Performing Rights Society know which covers were played by a band if you have covers in your set, so that they still then make an income, the copyright owners, for live music. But yeah, back in the day it wasn't policed half as much as it is now. So it meant that the Beatles could play lots of different cover songs and they didn't get copyright claimed, but it helped them to build their career and get people into the venue and get people into their original music. So this is why nowadays a lot of people have a problem with some bands who copyright block people from performing covers, because they're not allowing artists of this generation the advantage that they had in order to make their name. So it's like they played covers, they got people into the venues, they then played their own music, because then they now had the audience, they sold lots of records and then signed a record deal and then did it full time. Whereas now they're saying, right, so somebody else plays covers, oh no, we're blocking you because we're now successful and we don't want you playing our songs. You think, well, hang on, you did it to other people in order to make your name. So yeah, it's a lot more policed, and this is something that I do understand from musicians' perspectives nowadays. When you want to do a cover video and it gets blocked, and I had that with Don Henley and my cover of Hotel California, but thankfully after it being reviewed, and I know that lots of people do get blocked by Don on YouTube, unfortunately it's just something that happened, but yeah, after my cover being personally reviewed, Don then lifted the copyright on it. So I mean, a big thank you to him for doing that. So it does show that there is an element to it that at some level it is looked at, and if they think it's a good representation of their sound or the song, then it will be allowed to be shown on YouTube. So yeah, that's something that I'm thankful for. But it was initially blocked, and then I remember saying on a live stream that I then got notified saying that it has been reviewed personally and the block has been lifted, which is great, which means that we can look at it on these live streams as well. But I know that other people haven't been as lucky, and yeah, it's just a shame. Maybe it's because my surname's Henley. Who knows? I suppose that can't go against me. I'm obviously no relation to Don, but maybe that's why it got lifted. I don't know. But I know that there are a lot of bands that do a copyright block, unfortunately, just people wanting to do covers of their songs. And it doesn't really make sense to me to take that line with it, because you get other people not only making you money from ad revenue and you haven't done anything for that, but it's potentially then spreading the word about your songs. I suppose what they might think is if somebody does a cover and it's really bad or not showing the song in the light that the artists want them to show it in, then maybe that's why they block it. But like with my music, if people want to do a cover of it, I haven't got a problem with that, and that has happened in the past. And if they want to do it, great. I mean, I'm just set up in exactly the same way as I think most record labels and bands and artists are, that it's just a case of copyright claiming it but not stopping anyone from putting the music out there. I think, yeah, if you can use it to help yourself and improve your career, then go for it. So anyway, yeah, thank you for that, Tammy. Bit of a long answer to that question, but I think I probably spoke about that in length on another live stream, but that's kind of the gist of it. Right, so we are up to date with everything, I do believe. So what we will do, I mean, it's 11:30 already here in the UK, so time flies on these live streams. Let's have a look at that likeometer, 223. We are making some inroads into that 300 likes total that we're aiming for. If you can hit that thumbs up, it would be much appreciated. We're going to be having a fill jam. If we get another 77 likes. Is that correct? I'm not sure. Maths isn't my strong point, but maybe 76 now, 75. I'm trying to work it out in my head. I'm just going to stick with that. But yeah, if we could get some thumbs up, spike the likes, that would be great. Yeah, because we'll be into number, what did I say, 14 or 15? I think number 15 on Joe's list of backing tracks. And we're going to be busting out the wah wah pedal as well. So we will, yeah, jump into that and see. Let me just have a little look into the live chat room, see what's going on in there. And somebody said something about 123 Rockchild. How did Phil get his knowledge to be able to analyze a singer's songs? So thank you for that. And I mean, I've just been doing this a very long time. Unfortunately, yeah, now I'm in my 40s. So yeah, I mean, only just, but I am. It is a fact that I've just got to live with now. But you know, I think that if you do live for a long time, I do see it as a blessing. I think every year you get, every day you get, really, is a bonus. So yeah, I've been doing this a long time. I started playing guitar at 11 years of age and started playing in bands when I was kind of 18 or 19, mostly cover bands, because those were the kind of gigs where you could at least get paid for it. But then when I was in my early 20s, 22, 23, I then started my own original band. Actually went along to an audition, which is basically a jam with some other musicians, because back in those days you had to post on kind of boards, because I mean the internet was actually in its infancy. There was something called Berkshire Live, and Berkshire is the county in which I live in, so you just filled it on, filled on the internet this form just saying guitarist looking for other musicians to maybe start a band with. This is the music I'm into, this is the kind of stuff I play. So yeah, we met up, had a jam, and yeah, so 22 or 23, I was then in an original band and playing original music. We gigged for, I don't know, maybe 2 years, 3 years, I can't remember. The time was all a bit of a blur. But then when I got to age 26, 27, then the singer and the bassist left this band, so then I started Wings of Pegasus, and there was one member of the band, Griff, who you guys might remember from the live streams, who has been in that live chat room, and Chris, who's been in the live chat room as well. He was the singer for the first original band, but in the second original band, Wings of Pegasus, I started that all when I was like 27, 28. We were auditioning singers, couldn't find a singer, so I decided it's going to be quicker for me to learn to sing myself. So then, from the age of 27, that's when I got into learning to sing, and I approached that like I'd approached playing guitar. So I did spend a lot of time on it, doing a lot of research, trying to figure out my own voice, how to hit notes and all that kind of stuff. So I did gain a lot of knowledge from that. And by the way, I started doing production when I was 19, making my own demos, that kind of stuff. So I got into the production side of things quite early on. And yeah, live performance, I've been doing that since the age of 19, so I was quite well versed in that. I've been doing it for quite a long time. And I started teaching guitar for a job when I was 23. So that's what I was doing during the day in order to then finance the gigging kind of in the evening and over the weekends and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, I've been doing it a very long time. And yeah, kind of, I don't know, stagecraft, dynamics, rehearsals, all of the things that go into being an original band and playing live. Yeah, I've kind of got all of that and have been doing quite a while. So it's just life experience, really. That's what I'd say is the knowledge that I have. You just pick up a lot of things along the way. And I am very interested in all of the elements of it, like learning to produce. I think that's something that when I decided I wanted to produce my own album, obviously you got to know what you're doing and just pick up as much knowledge as you can. So yeah, that's something that I spent a lot of time kind of studying as well, just by myself, not kind of doing it for any qualification, but just diving into it all. And the great thing is that on the internet you can do a lot of research. I actually started getting into it before the internet was properly a thing, so I would get textbooks on mixing and mastering and all that kind of stuff, and I was using Cubase SX at that point in my teenage years. But anyway, yeah, thank you for that. That was just a little question that I saw in that live chat room, so thank you. We are going to be jumping into I tell you what, we'll jump into this real life story just because it's been requested so many times over the last couple of weeks and we haven't quite got round to it. So we'll jump into this, then we'll jump into the cover, which looks like it might be In My Dreams. Yeah, which is at 56%. I'm not sure whether that's going to be enough to turn over, but we will see if In My Dreams is going to be the cover for tonight. Let me try and jump into this video. I think first of all I need to get the background, then I need to do a screen capture like this, and then next what do? I think I'll just press play, and maybe while this is playing, if you can let me know if you can hear it, then that's great, because obviously if you can't hear it then it's going to be a bit silly. But this is my real life story for the fireworks gig. So let's have a look at this and see what happens, and I'll see you guys after. Rock!
So, Phil, it was great to have you on the show this morning. Thank you for getting up at this ungodly hour to talk with me. Our audience absolutely loved it. In fact, we've had one call since the interview, so things are hectic, which is a great sign.
Thanks, Steve, it's no problem. Having one call so far is great, even though it sounded suspiciously like a wrong number from your response.
Oh my actual gosh. I just had the most fantastic idea for you that couldn't possibly backfire or end in total disaster.
That sounds ominous, but I will hear you out given that you're a well-respected DJ in the local vicinity.
I know the organizer of the biggest fireworks show in the area. He's booking acts this year to perform in front of the crowd. Last year there were 6,000 people there. Oh wow, this is going to be amazing.
Well, guff me. I was not expecting that, as it does sound like a fantastic opportunity. We are normally offered fantastic gigs in front of toilets or in pubs that look like libraries, basically anything that guffs us royally.
Trust me. There will be a big stage, a festival-sized sound system due to the crowd size. Every single last detail will be meticulously organized.
Wow. Finally an event that is going to be organized properly, ha 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 ha.
So, the show is in 4 weeks' time. I hope that's okay?
Well, that is soon. But, with 2 or 3 rehearsals a week at a substantial cost to myself hiring session musicians and rehearsal space, it is possible. It will mean emptying my bank account, but no matter. In the end it will all be worth it to play in front of 6,000 people, and I'll make the money back from merch and album sales. I will also get a few thousand flyers made up to hand out to promote the album, as it'll be most definitely and undoubtedly fantastically worth it and totally not something I'm going to regret. Well, this is a little queer. I'm sure this was the exact location I have been given for the festival stage. Surprisingly, I somehow can't seem to hear the clanking of the stage crew assembling the stage and sound system.
Hello, Steve here.
Oh hi Steve, it's Phil.
You have reached my phone. I'm unable to take your call right now, as I'm on holiday for 3 weeks currently and haven't taken my phone.
Oh ruddy heck.
Please leave a message.
Okay, this is not ideal. Maybe I'll ask that guy standing by that burger van. I have been avoiding eye contact, but needs must. Hello there. I wonder if you could help me. I'm looking for the location of a fireworks gig happening later tonight.
Hello.
Okay. So do you know the location for the event, and where the stage is?
Well, if you give me maybe 10 minutes, I'll crack on with setting up the stage, as I'm currently snowed under at the moment.
Ha 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 ha. That was a good one, a greatly fantastic joke and piece of banter, even though we have just met. But seriously, where is the stage?
The stage is in the black van over there. It will take me maybe 10 minutes to set up, as it is part of the van. It just folds out.
I have a deep respect for your dry sense of humor and your dedication to maintaining the aforementioned hilarity. Tonight I'm performing with my band, in front of 6,000 people. It's going to be absolutely super crazy on a mental level. I have my merch, flyers, CDs, family to help run the stall, the whole shebang, to recoup the money I've spent over the last 4 weeks to make the most of this fantastic opportunity. I just need to find where the ruddy heck it is.
Are you Phil, from Wings of Pegasus?
No doubt you just purely recognize me from my distinctive look, having checked me out on the internet, after my most excellent radio interview. I really highly doubt to the strongest level of conviction that it's because you have anything to do with what I'm talking about, or at least, I pray to the Lord of Guff that is the case.
Was it Steve from the radio station you spoke with?
Oh, guff off. Apologies for that outburst. But, I've just been hit by the disturbing reality that this may well, indeed, as ruddy ridiculous as it sounds, not be the sickest of all jokes.
Yes, Wings of Pegasus will be playing in the van tonight, and no, there will not be 6,000 people here. The fireworks are happening in another field, and we decided to keep the music separate.
Well, that is fantastic news. My family will be overjoyed at the prospect of watching me and my band's headline set for 30 minutes, that we've been rehearsing religiously for 4 weeks, faced with the prospect of selling all the merch and CDs to no one.
A few things about that. The stage, which is just a van with the side removed, doesn't have space for more than one person. In fact, there are no mics or capability for live music. Also, your set has been reduced to 4 minutes as we have booked some school children to perform interpretative dance for 25 minutes before you. Therefore, you will have to perform to a backing track that is under 4 minutes. You can sing to that as I have a mic and small PA. By the way, the mic doesn't fit any mic stand ever designed in the history of the earth, so it will strike you in the face mid-performance.
By mid-performance, you mean 2 minutes into the performance?
Precisely.
Fantastic, this really is a dream come true. Like a dream where my bum is being guffed repeatedly, in the face. Well, I can just see my band arriving now with their families to see this epic show in front of 6,000 people. It's really amazingly great actually, because I've not only wasted all my money preparing for this, but I can tell my band they've just wasted 4 weeks of their lives. Even better, they can tell their families who have all traveled here, that there is no crowd and they might as well guff off back home. Unruddy believable.
And there we have it. So I'll stop this video because it's playing on YouTube. There's an advert that's come on. Let me cancel the next video from playing and it should come back to me. So yeah, we kind of busked out that real life story video. But yes, everything did happen that was in that video, which is unbelievable. But it did actually happen. So yeah, turned up to a gig that I was told would be in front of 6,000 people, and that's how many they had the previous year. It's going to be huge. And then they decided, oh, we're going to do the music in a different field, and yeah, it's literally just a truck with the side that pulled down, and yeah, there wasn't enough space in there or on the stage to fit the band. Anyway, and the microphone did come out of the holder, because this is it, that some venues, some places somehow don't get, or they get either a wireless mic that doesn't fit in a classic mic holder, so no matter how much you try and jam it in, it just won't fit. And this particular mic had been jammed in, as far as possible, but yeah, mid-performance I was kind of singing and it popped out and smacked me in the mouth. So yeah, it's just ridiculous. And I have mentioned before that that's the first time that I really consider, what's the point in continuing on with this music thing when you've got the gig that's been built up to that level, and then you turn up to it and it is so rubbish compared to what you've been told. So that's why I then kind of took everything online, and yeah, pretty much if I'm ever to play a gig, it's got to be with somebody that I trust, who's organised it, or I've organized it myself or had some kind of hand in the organization so that I know that it's going to be good. So anyway, yeah, that was the real life story. And I can see that we've gone a little bit contrasty, so I say hello to the camera, and then it goes light again. I'm not sure whether it's going to go dark. We'll just have to deal with it if it does. Right, so there has been another donation in the PayPal window, I do believe. So thank you for that. Oh no, it's just my Dropbox subscription. So Dropbox is an online thing where you get to store all of your information, which means that for analysis videos, it's quite a long process. What I do for the videos, I have to do a screen capture on my phone. I upload the screen capture from the phone to Dropbox. I then go on my Mac, get it from Dropbox, and then import it into Final Cut Pro 10, then synchronize the audio, all that kind of stuff. So that's what I use Dropbox for. So just in case you guys haven't used it, but I'm sure you guys know what it is. I think there's another thing called like a Google Drive is the other thing, but I don't really use that. I tend to just use this. Anyway, yes, so that was what that notification was all about. Right, I can see that we are at 263 likes. It just changed from 261. If you can hit that thumbs up, it'd be much appreciated. We are looking for, what, 37 more likes. And let's draw to a close the poll for the cover video for tonight. I have an inkling that it's going to be in my dreams. Let's have a look, and it is going to be a bit of Dokken that we're going to be checking out for tonight's cover video. So thank you guys over on Patreon for requesting these two tonight, and we always get a bit of a mix, so it's quite difficult for me to choose just some of the suggestions, but yeah, it's going to be a bit of Dokken, which I don't think we've had in a while. Quick shout out to the Wings of Pegasus supporters group over on Facebook. If you are a Facebook user and you want to get involved with that group, you can upload pictures, and we are going to be getting into Picture Corner after the cover video, and then maybe we'll have the fill jam. If we get 30 more likes, we will see, and we will bust out the wah wah pedal for that as voted for before we started the live stream. But yes, we will jump into that. But that Facebook group, if you want to head over there, Wings of Pegasus supporters group, just type in that, click on join, and then you'll be able to chat with a lot of these lovely people in the live chat room between the live streams, because that's where a lot of them hang out. And you can upload your pictures of any merchandise, all that kind of stuff, and I will show them on the live streams. But let's jump into my version of In My Dreams by Dokken. I hope you guys enjoy it, and I'll see you after. Rock!
In my dreams it's still the same. Your love is strong, it still remains. Toss and turn all night in the sheets, and I can't sleep. Night after night, don't know what it means. In my
And there we have it. That was my version of In My Dreams by Dokken. Hope you guys enjoyed that one. Thank you for voting for that for tonight's, or as tonight's cover video. So it is, what, 7 minutes to 1 here in the UK. So we still have a little bit of time. Maybe we can, I mean, we still need a bit of a spike of the likes because we have, what, 279, so we're looking for 21 more likes in order to have the Phil Jam a little bit later on. When I say a little bit later on, depends how long the backing track is. I know that we've had a couple of shorter ones recently, so maybe, actually I can look over because I've got Joe's messages here. Number 15, it's 11 minutes, the backing track for the Jam at the end. Just check that that is correct. Yes, 11 minutes, so it's going to be quite a long one. What we'll do is we'll maybe jump into a riff of the week, because I do have the screen capture set up, because that's what I used to look at the real life story that we just had a look at. So we will jump into the riff of the week, in which case I'm going to jump into my inbox to get Laura's updated list to see which ones we've done, which ones we haven't, and this is the point at which I throw it out to the live chat room to see how many numbers we can see. I'm going to pick one at random, so yeah, number between 1 and 100. If you could type that in to the live chat room, I will have an eye on the live chat room to see them going through. And here we go. So let's go. We got 19, 14, 61, 55, 16, 82. Let's pick one out at random. Okay, Christine says 42. Have we had number 42? No, we haven't. I think this is like the third or fourth stream in a row where we've picked one that we haven't had yet, which is good. So let's search for riff of the week 42. Oh, hang on. Okay, right. I'm in the wrong place. I mean, it might find it on YouTube, but I think I'm going to search in the channel because that's better. Riff of the week 42, was it? Worst memory ever. And let me click on that. Oh, no, that went wrong. This is something that happens sometimes on the internet when a page is loading, and while the page is loading, the button that you want to press on or click on is in a particular location. But then by the time you've gone to click it and the page loads, it then moves the video and it clicks on something else that wasn't there, like the split second you're about to click it. So that's why it went to a different page. But we are back now. So let's get this on screen. I tell you what, I'm going to do this in a fancy way. Let's get the background and then get the screen grab going there. And we've got the loading circle, but it should hopefully work. Have a listen to this and let me see if it's going to work. Yeah, it's going to work. So, just the name of the song, that's what we're looking for. You can name the band if you want to. But, yes, name the song that this riff comes from. Let's have a listen, see what it is. And there we have it. And I mean, this has gotta be one that's going to be quite quick to be guessed. I'm looking in the live chat room to see who's going to get it first. And I'm looking through, waiting for some... Oh, Liz is close. Liz said Iron Man. It's not Iron. Corey says Aussie. We're in the right ballpark here. And... oh! Here we go, we're getting some correct answers now. Paranoid was correct and is correct. So let's have a scroll up because Corey said Aussie. Just scrolling down to see who got it first. It was Mutt Francis who got Paranoid Sabbath. So yes, we have the band and the name of the song. So yeah, congratulations to you. And then Pam K36 got it. UK Lemons got it. Joe got it, and then Joe Flip, and then Joe By got it, and then Todd as well. Thomas says got that in a heartbeat. So let me just scroll up to see if Thomas actually named it first or not. I didn't see. No. So let's just go down. I think it was Mutt Francis who got that first. Right, yeah, lots of correct guesses in there, of course. Barbara was close with Crazy Train. So yeah, right ballpark again. But Cindy said Paranoid. Billy said Rainbow's Best. As always, Jenny said Aussie. So yeah, Robert said Rainbow, of course. Yeah, so congratulations to Mutt Francis. You don't win anything apart from you won the race to guess it correctly first. And I do know that something that happens when people are watching live streams, your orders of comments go through in a different order depending on where you are. So my order is the one that counts. So if somebody does guess and it looks like on your screen your comment has gone through more quickly, it's obviously showing you on your screen as soon as you do the comment and press enter, it shows you your comment, but that doesn't show you the time it's taken to get to the server and then back, or so actually my screen and the live stream. So that's why I always judge it from the comments that I can see. Anyway, I can see that we've just hit 300 likes. Thank you guys for that. And we do have potentially a guest that's going to be on the live stream tonight in the form of a moth. And it has just been minding its own business, but it's decided it's just on a curtain, and it was in my eye line, so it's fine. But now it's decided to go walkabout or fly about. So if it flies into my mouth or lands on my face, then you have been warned. We'll keep on, hopefully it doesn't go in my mouth, but we'll keep on trying to live stream as best we can. So, right, yeah. Thank you guys for hitting the thumbs up. If you're watching this as part of the catch-up crew, you can still hit the thumbs up. It really does help this live stream to get out there and for the channel to grow on the whole. So, yeah, thank you, by the way, Laura, for giving me the updated list, and Joe for the list of the backing tracks that we will now be getting through. And I can see 123 Rockchild says a surprise guest. So yeah, it isn't an actual human guest. It's an insect type guest. He's on the ceiling. He's on the ceiling, ladies and gentlemen. So he's quite happy now. And yeah, I'm trying to remember what moths do apart from just flying into lights. They're obviously part of the food chain for, I don't know, spiders and other things. So yeah, I'm not sure exactly what they do for the world, but they obviously feed other animals, or other insects. So yeah, it's probably a very important thing that they do. But this particular moth for tonight is flying around during a live stream. But he is now settled. Right, let's jump into, yes, this, I was going to say, we'll jump into this fill jam, but it is warm in here and it's probably got warmer. Just checking the tuning of my guitar before, and it is plugged in, which is good. So we'll have a little play through this, and as for the levels, not sure. And that's another point, that because the fan's going and the fan's quite loud, I'm not going to be able to hear things as clearly as I normally do, but that's never stopped me before. Here we've got an advert. Let me mute that, play through that. Yeah, so as for the levels, not sure. As I always say, if it sounds okay where you are, that's the most important thing. And if I can't hear it, obviously, it's going to sound a bit dodgy. But we'll have a go through this, and Wawa is activated. So let's have a play through this backing track. Right. Oh, by the way, this is from Now You Shred backing tracks. Let me just make sure that it's Now You Shred, and use in capital letters, Now You Shred backing / jam tracks. So that's the YouTube channel if you guys want to play along to this yourselves, have a bit of a jam, or get your guitars out now. You can have a jam if you want to, while I kind of mess around with it, see what happens. And it's massive Jimi Hendrix style psychedelic guitar jam track. in E minor. So that's what we're going to be playing along to tonight. Let's have a listen. See what happens. Oh, and there's kind of looks like a bit like Star Wars, explaining the keys and all the notes you should be playing, adding the 6th scale tone on the A chord, adding 6th note, and then flat 5 blues note, all that kind of stuff. I don't really bother with all of that kind of stuff. It's too complicated to try and figure it all out while you're playing. So let's have a listen. Oh, hang on. It's not coming through. Now we are live. We're still live. Always live. Okay. You can let me know if you can hear it. Oh, raise the chair. Okay. Chair raised. Okay, you can hear it. Good stuff. Excellent. Oh, bit of a breakdown here. Oh! What's happening? Oh, just back into it again. I mean, this is quite a long backing track for just the same chords. Sounds like my high E string's a little bit out. So I have to just bend it a little bit while I play it. We're close to the end now. Okay, and there we have it. So yeah, that was one of, I mean, sometimes with the backing tracks, there's, you know, maybe 3 or 4 chords, and then we get an effective kind of pre-chorus, and then you have like a different progression for maybe a chorus, and then we'd loop it around. But that was literally just, yeah, what, 4 chords going round. Was it 3 chords? Yeah. Yeah, just 3 chords in fact. So yeah, quite a lot of just the same progression going on, but probably a good one if you're looking to kind of practice your shapes and all that kind of stuff. And maybe, yeah, if you are one of those people who plays and kind of plays through scales and all that kind of stuff, then yeah, you can kind of figure out what you're doing as you're playing along. But I don't tend to do things that way. But anyway, thank you guys for tuning in tonight, hitting that thumbs up, of course. And I'm going to be live streaming again on Saturday night, as always. So if you're available then, it'd be great to see you. That's going to be 11 p.m. Greenwich Mean Time, as always, on Saturdays and Tuesdays. That's when we live stream. Another video coming your way tomorrow night, and then Friday night and Sunday night. Those are the normal analysis video evenings that we have a video released at 8 p.m. That's what I always aim for. Again, Greenwich Mean Time. So make sure you are subscribed, hit that notification bell to get notified for all of the videos and the live streams. And I will catch you guys, yeah, on Saturday if you can make it. And as I always say, try to stay as sane and as safe as possible in this crazy world in which we live in. Just quickly, Marsha, thank you for that $10 donation, with I think the cat saying thank you. Thank you for that donation. And yeah, thank you everyone for tuning in tonight. I'll see you tomorrow night. But yeah, stay safe, stay sane, and I'll catch you guys at the next one. Rock!